Hi, and welcome back to Broadsheet Melbourne Around Town. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. I'm Katja Vaktal, Broadsheet's editorial director and the host of this 10-minute guide to Melbourne. Rue is a teeny tiny new wine bar from the team behind Nomad. It's a teeny tiny sibling for a massive new restaurant that the team is opening, and Audrey Payne from Broadsheet is here to tell us all about it. Welcome, Audrey.
Thanks, Katja.
So you've been to Rue. I think in order to establish what Rue is, let's first talk about Ren and this couple of restaurant and wine bar that Nomad is opening in winter.
So Ren is the new restaurant from the Nomad Group. It is set to open in August in the Cathedral Room, which is where the original Melbourne Stock Exchange used to be.
It's an enormous, huge, beautiful room.
It's a beautiful room. It looks almost like it would have been a church. It never was. But if you've ever gone to the ANZ Bank on the corner of Queen and Collins, it has that same kind of grand feeling to it. And
when they sent through the photos, I actually think it's fair to say there will be no other restaurant that looks like this in the city. Perhaps you get these kind of restaurants and these kind of locations in places overseas, maybe the Italys of the world, but it's a really dramatic space, enormous high ceilings, tiling on every wall, columns. Rue's a little bit different though. So tell us about how Rue fits into this new little group of diners.
Yeah, sure. So I have taken to calling Rue the cooler little sister of Ren. And it's pretty much, if you go into Ren, and there's going to be a courtyard at the back. So Rue's directly opposite that. It's a little bit hidden away. And it has a much darker, starker feel than Ren. It's a tiny wine bar. There's only 8 seats inside, and it is very kind of hidden away.
Yeah. Now, in your story, which I loved, you described in particular the sliding doors that let you in and out are particularly like they got your attention. Why is that?
They got my attention, not in a scary way, but it does feel like almost like a panic room or something. Like they really whoosh, zoom shut. I think I told you this morning, it reminded me of In the Glass Onion when the kind of glass comes up in front of the Mona Lisa. Like it's quite dramatic, but it's not scary. It's just they're very fun.
And I think it also, again, is a stark difference. If Ren has, heritage probably undersells it, almost like a kind of antique feeling.
Yeah.
Rue feels super futuristic and a really suave, urbane little box in which to drink wine and have snacks.
Yeah, complete opposite.
So once you're inside and you're in this kind of, it's just one bar, isn't it, with 8 seats along it?
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
So the team is really excited about the American wines they're going to be bringing in, which I think kind of fits in with the theme because Ren is very much inspired by Balthazar and those kind of New York restaurants. When I was speaking to the operations director of the group, he was kind of mentioning these kind of grand hotels in Midtown New York. So they're very excited about bringing out these American wines, particularly from Sonoma and Oregon.
Okay. You and I were discussing before the fact that obviously we cover a lot of restaurants and bars at Broadsheet. It's really rare that the focus is on American wines. It'll either be on Australian kind of local wines. It might be on wines from Europe, France, Italy. Sometimes you'll get a bar serving focused on Turkish wines or Georgian wines. American wine is generally not the focus, but it's obviously got enormous and very world-renowned wine country. So that's kind of exciting that it's something a little bit different.
Yeah, super exciting. And I think the team was saying because demand within the States is already so high, it can be hard to get the allocations and to even get the wine shipped over here. So they're really excited to be able to introduce Australians to those kind of different flavours. Yeah.
And what's on the menu?
So the menu right now is pretty limited. It's like classic French bar snacks. There's anchovies, there's saucisson. Once the restaurant opens, they'll be able to use the same kitchen and create a lot of bites for the wine bar. I think the plan is to have most of the menu available in the wine bar.
That would be exciting.
Yeah.
Can't get into the grand restaurant, go to the cool little wine bar.
Exactly. Just want to chill.
Over the corridor.
Yeah, over the corridor for sure.
So there's not only going to be changes to the food menu, but your story also mentions the fact that there's no cocktails right now at the bar, but there will be. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So again, I guess playing into that New York inspiration, the team is going to have a really big whiskey and bourbon offering. So they're also planning to bring in bourbons from the States. So it'll be Manhattans and also martinis.
Great. It feels like the right kind of bar to have those kind of drinks. The way I looked at it was it kind of feels like a really nice place to pop in for like a midweek drink after work.
I have fantasies of like having power lunches in that restaurant. Yeah, also, I don't know if you've seen all this stuff about the like New York Happy Meal that's been going around, which is like a martini and a big thing of French fries. And I think it's going to be the perfect place for like Melbourne's New York Happy Meal.
Melbourne's version.
Yeah.
So LaRue is now open. Wren opens or is supposed to open in August, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So you'll find LaRue at 380 Collins Street, Melbourne, so in the CBD. And the hours are Monday till Thursday, 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 12 p.m. till 8 p.m. Thanks for introducing us to LaRue, Audrey.
Thanks, Katya.
That's all we've got time for today. As always, you can stay up to date at any time at broadsheet.com.au or on Instagram at broadsheet_Melb. See you again next week.